Alright, what up guys? Today we are playing some Oblivion Remastered again, and we are going to be looking at the duplication glitch. So for those of you who are familiar with the original version of the game, the tried and true duplication method was pretty much the scroll duplication method, which unfortunately doesn't work in this new version of the game. But essentially the scroll duplication method was like, whatever amount of scrolls you had, you could duplicate that many of whatever item by simply just equipping that stack of scrolls and dropping the item. It would drop that many of that item. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, that doesn't work in this version of the game, but there is actually a new duplication method that works just as well, if not better. Now this one was discovered, I don't know by who originally, but I found out about it on one of the Oblivion Facebook pages. I would give credits, but you know, I don't really want to like dox somebody either, because it's like, you know, somebody's Facebook. But anyways, so essentially what you're going to need is some sort of container. One thing that is really important, well, there's two things that are important. I think the most important thing here is that it's going to be much easier if you're on console, because you do need a controller for this little exploit to work. There might be a way to do it with a keyboard and mouse by like maybe changing some of the key designations or something, or maybe by just mimicking a controller, but you'll see why here in a second. But one other important thing here that took me a while to figure out was that if you want to actually put items into a chest or a drawer or something like that, you do actually need to press F, and it's very confusing because like F just says search. You never would have expected it to be this button, but you press F and all of a sudden your inventory pops up. Who would have known? Who would have thought? Very, very weird. I don't know why they chose to do it that way, but if you've been trying to figure that out this whole time, that's why. It's very weird. I don't know why they did it like that. The first step here is you're going to want to take everything from whatever drawer or chest or whatever. Hopefully that's not stealing. No? Okay, cool. We're good. But yeah, so you want to make sure that whatever chest is empty, because basically whatever single item is in here is the item that's going to be duplicated. So let's say we want to duplicate some soul gems. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the soul gem into the drawer, and this is where the controller is going to come in, because I'm going to bring up another glitch. If you've played Fable Anniversary and done the duplication glitch in Fable Anniversary, it's actually very similar to this, and where you're basically selecting a stack from one side and quickly moving over to the other side while it's still selecting that stack, so that you get the little stack selection pop-up, but for this item. But as you can see here, there doesn't seem to be like an actual button for switching between these things. With the PC, you get the mouse thing, so this is how you move back and forth between these, is with the mouse itself. But if we have a controller, I'm going to turn the controller on real quick, you'll see a right button. The right bumper and the left bumper actually control this now. So right bumper does that, left bumper does that, right? So that's going to be the first important button here. It's the right bumper button. So we're going to be pressing the right bumper button at the same time as we press the A button. And we're going to essentially find a stack of items. A stack of arrows is probably going to be the most common large stack that you're going to have. But essentially what you're doing is you're selecting this stack at the same time as you press RB to switch over here. So you're pressing A and right bumper at the same time. If you're on PlayStation, I would assume that's X and L, or R1, sorry. So it should be X and R1, or it should be A and right bumper, depending on what kind of controller you have. You're gonna press them at the same time. It is gonna be, it's kind of at the same time, but it's also kind of, you're slightly pressing A before you press the right bumper. Because if you press the right bumper before you press A, obviously it's just gonna switch over here. It's gonna press A on the item you're trying to duplicate, and it's just gonna pop it back over. If you press A too soon though, it's just gonna select the stack here, and it's not going to switch over in time. So you really got to get the time right. You got to press them both at the same time. See, that was not right. So we'll try it again, and eventually you'll get it. And so you see this dialog box popped up, but also at the same time you'll notice that this is highlighted now. We've successfully timed our button presses together. We've pressed A and right bumper at the same time. We've got this to pop up, and it's moved over here. You can actually visibly see that it's highlighted now. So now what you're going to do is you're going to press A to select, and then this is the very important part. I skipped this step the first time I did it and it didn't work. You have to press A second time. So you press A to like confirm the dialog box, and then you press A again to pick up the item from the chest or drawer or whatever. And then when you pick up the item from here, you'll notice that when it ends up in my inventory, there's as many common soul gems now as there were iron arrows. And as far as I know, this should work for all items. So if we were to take, like if I wanted to duplicate a bunch of rings, we should theoretically be able to do it with the rings too, right? Just kind of press them at the same time. Timing was a little off, so we're going to try it again. And then, oh, there we go. That's a good one. You can see it's highlighted over on the right. Dialog box popped up, so we press A once, press A twice. Item comes into the inventory. Boom, 182 of these suckers. Nice. Try it with the Akaviri Katana, why not? Press A and RB at the same time. We timed it well because you can see the dialog popped up. It's highlighted over here now. press A again, and now we've got 182 Akaviri katanas. Wow. As far as I can tell, there aren't really any limitations. Actually, let's try this right now. We have an enchanted raiment here. Not only is it an enchanted item, but it is a unique enchanted item. It is not one that I created myself. So we'll do the good old wham bam thank you man. We messed up. It's okay. We'll try it again. Nope, messed up again. It's okay. We'll try it again. There it is. And go A and A, and okay, so it's actually very similar to the limitations of the original duplication glitch in that certain items that are like very unique enchanted items, or maybe even other very unique items, don't seem to be able to be duplicatable. Not really sure why that is, but I would assume that pretty much any item that you could duplicate in the original Oblivion, you should be able to duplicate in this version of Oblivion as well. It's just instead of using scrolls, we're using whatever stacks we have in a chest or a drawer or whatever, right? In some sort of container. So yeah, pretty simple actually, and you can see how it's just as good as the scroll duplication glitch, and arguably a little bit better because you don't have to deal with playing 52 card pickup every time you duplicate something, right? So it's definitely a worthy replacement for the scroll duplication glitch, and honestly it's actually way better than the scroll duplication glitch because you can do this nearly immediately. Pretty much as soon as you get a decent amount of arrows, you can start doing this. So pretty much while you're still in the Imperial City sewers, you can start duplicating stuff, start duplicating potions. Whereas before you had to pretty much go buy at least 2 scrolls to get the whole duplication process started. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is honestly a lot better than the scroll method. Even though the scroll method is a nice classic, and you know, duplicating items the old way was always really fun. This is still really useful. But anyways, that is the glitch. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. It's mostly timing based. You are going to need a controller for it unless you have some sort of controller simulation program where you can reconfigure the keys to be something else that switches back and forth between here. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys find this glitch useful. I definitely did. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. It definitely helps me out, helps the channel in the algorithm. So definitely greatly appreciate it if you do that. But yeah, that is it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out. That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, show the algorithm some love and hit that like button for me. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already to stay up to date on all my latest gaming content. Of course, for as little as 99 cents a month, you can become a channel member and help support the channel monetarily. On that note, I'd like to give a special shout out to my active channel members. Thank you all for your continued support. It is definitely greatly appreciated, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.